Hello, people. Welcome to Relationship Mysteries. I want to welcome you to my channel. If you are my old subscriber, I want to say thank you for watching my videos and for supporting and for partnering with me. If you are a new subscriber or you are watching or seeing this video for the first time, I want to appreciate you for deeming fit to watch my content, to watch my video. I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I want to talk about 16 types of families you should consider before marrying any of their offspring. 16 types of families you should consider before marrying any of their offspring. I want to let you know that a family is a group of people connected by a bond. A family is a group of people connected by a bond, a group of individuals that are connected by something that is relatable. Now, that bond could be blood, by adoption, by ancestry, bloodline, genealogy. That can what we normally formalize a family. So a family is always connected by a bond. So what happens is this: whatever that flows in each family will always flow down to their offspring. What flows in the life of the father, what flows in the life of the mother will trickle down to their children. So family is something you don't need to play with. Whenever you want to marry a man, when you want to marry a woman, or you want to get married to a man, you are not just get married to them only. Listen, you are marrying the man's family. You are equally marrying the woman's family. Are you getting it? Marrying the entirety of his family. If you are a woman, you are getting married to a man, you are getting married to the entirety of the man's family. That's why during traditional marriage or wedding, it is not only you and your friends that come to witness it. The parents of both individuals, the partners involved, must be available. If the parents of the individuals are late, their uncles, their aunts, or a representative from their family has to be available for any reasonable thing called marriage to be done. So what it means is that marriage is not only between both of you, it involves the two families. So whatever that is obtainable in one family, whatever that is obtainable in another family, you are getting married to both of them. That's just the truth. So you need to understand this. Now, what it means is that there is no family without a foundation. There is no family without a genealogy. There is no family without a bloodline. And there is no family without a family tree. So wherever you meet a man, you are meeting a mobile family. Wherever you meet a man or a woman, you are meeting a mobile family. You are meeting a lineage personified. When you meet a woman, you are meeting a lineage. When you meet a man, you are meeting a lineage personified. When you meet a woman, you are meeting a genealogy embodied. When you meet a man, you are meeting a genealogy embodied. When you meet them, you are meeting a genetic blueprint. And if you want to marry, you must consider. I'm not saying that you shouldn't marry from any of these families I'm about to mention now. But you should consider whether you have what it takes to withstand the fire, the arrows, the fire, the pressure, the challenges that will be coming from these families I'm about to mention now. You need to check whether you have the spiritual stamina, the mental fortitude, the physical strength to withstand the pressures, the challenges that will be coming from marrying any of their offspring. That is why when people die, if you are married to a man, they will tell you to go to the woman's family. If you are married to a woman and the woman dies, sometimes because of some cultures, they will tell you to take the woman, to bring the woman to her parents' house to bury her. In some they say, okay, take her to the family. But it's uncultural. First of all, take the woman to her parents' house so that her people can see her before you now take her to the man's house, her husband's house, to go and bury her. And if you are a woman, you say, oh, it doesn't matter, I don't care about the man's family. The truth is that when the man dies, you now understand that the man, that you are not only married to the man, that you're also married to the members of his family. Are you getting? So marriage is not an isolated matter. Marriage is a corporate thing. Get it? Do you understand me? Marriage and family, both of them are cooperating. They are not only individualistic things. So it's not something you said, say, it's only my husband and I. No. Some other people are involved. So you need to get it. If the man is saying, don't mind me, I and my brothers were in the surety, or they don't like my family member, don't care, it's you I love, let's just go, let's just flow, let's just move in this vibe, in this one. Don't listen to them. Care about their family, because at the end of the day, you answer to their family. Whether you answer to their family now, when they die, you answer to their family. Because you will not bury that man in your father's house. You'll bury that man in his father's house. So there are 16 types of family you should consider before marrying any of their offspring. Number one is an idolatrous family. A family that has a history of idolatry. A family that have worshipped idols in the past, and they are still loyal to those idols, and they are still worshiping those idols today. Please consider before you marry any of their offspring. Because any idolatrous family will always face what I call desolation. They will always face what I call devaluation. They will face suffering in future. It may not be at that moment, but it is storing desolation, suffering, hardship, pain in future for their offspring. Why? Because they are provoking the wrath of God. Why? Because they, by that act, they have provoked the angry nature of God over that family. In reality, they have attracted curse upon themselves by worshiping idols. So don't listen to anybody that is telling you, oh, my family will worship idol. It doesn't matter. It matters. Because any worship of idol attracts a curse from God. So before, if you go to the man's family or the woman's family, and maybe you see a shrine, or you are looking at an idol, and the man is telling you, don't mind, it's our family God, it's our family this thing, please run for your life. But if you want to marry them, it's left for you. What end I'm telling you is that consider, for the sake of your descendant, for the sake of your children. Because once a family is involved in idolatry, they are under a curse. Except somebody in that family rises to bring repentance and the influence of God over that family to deliver them from that idolatrous worship. You can say, okay, but if they are given to the worship of idols and they are still doing that, I will advise you to consider before marrying into such families. Because what will happen to you, you will not live to tell the story. Another family, the second family you need to consider before marrying into any of these places, before marrying into any of them, is a family that is polygamous. A family that has a history of polygamy, a polygamous family. If a man or a woman is coming from a polygamous family, you need to be very cautious. Do you know why? Because any family that has polygamy always has, the seed of the offspring from those kind of families. They will always have what I call sexual weaknesses. It is on record that most men that emerge from polygamous families, most of the times they are not faithful to their partners. They are not faithful to their wives. They always have sexual weaknesses. They always have the issue of infidelity. For them, anything goes. They don't even mind sleeping with a goat. Even if you bring a mannequin before them, they will sleep with that mannequin because of a high level of sexual weakness in them as a result of polygamy. So polygamy introduces a family into sexual weakness, because what leads most men into marry so many wives is lack of because it's because of their sexual appetite. They want different ladies. So because of that, they tend to marry. Sometimes some of them will tell you, oh, well, my father married, 2 wives, or, married 5 or 4 because he's looking for people that will help him to farm. Lie. Most of the time, it's because of sexual weakness. Because the man that is not comfortable with one woman, so he said, okay, let me go and take another one. So if somebody, a man, a woman, is coming from a polygamous home, I'm not saying you shouldn't marry them, but sometimes you need to consider, watch them closely before you take any serious step with them. The third family you should consider before marrying any of their offspring or their children is a family that has a long history of criminality. A family that is known for criminality, you need to be careful. Especially a family that is known for 419. Don't say it doesn't matter. It matters. Because if a family is known for criminality, what they have done is that they have stopped poverty in future for their children. They have stopped pain. They have stopped suffering in future for their children. So you need to be careful. If you don't want your child in future to suffer, be careful, especially because I see ladies these days, they say, I don't care whether the guy is doing Yahoo. What you don't understand is that all these Yahoo boys that are doing what they are doing today, their judgment is waiting for them. Sometimes that is what we call delayed judgment. That a judgment is delayed does not mean it will not happen. So that you are following a Yahoo boy up and down, and he's proposing marriage to you. And because of his car, because of the way he's lavishing money on you, because of the kind of gift he's buying for you, because he's taking you around the world, because of the kind of car, or maybe you see that a boy is involved in armed robbery, or he delights in coveting things that belong to other people. You don't care. That is criminality, my dear. You are going to suffer for that. If you get married to such a man, all the causes that are associated with him will come to you. If you partner with him, things, evil things that are stored up for him in future, you will also inherit that. So if you know that a family has a long history of criminality, you need to consider before you say, yes, I do, to any of their seed or offspring. I am not saying you shouldn't. What I'm saying, shine your eyes. Consider before you marry any of their children. Know whether you are ready for the aftermath effect, for what will come after the marriage. Are you getting me? For what will come after the marriage. Because both God and life has a way of punishing people. Punishment sometimes does not come to you when you want it. It comes when you are not even aware. That time you start running around looking for deliverance, going from one native doctor or the other, looking for solution. If a family has a long history of criminality, consider before marrying any of their seed or children. The fourth family you should consider before marrying any of their child is a family that is loyal to marine goddess, or a family that worships marine spirit or water spirit. One of the wicked spirits in this world is marine spirit. They don't forgive. So when somebody enters into covenant with a marine spirit, maybe because they are looking for a child, or maybe he or she is looking for children, or maybe they want to get rich, quick rich syndrome, or you see all these Yahoo boys do, all these some men do, they enter into evil covenant with all this marine spirit. And there are families that worship marine spirit, especially families in coastal regions around the world. Most of them are loyal. or they worship marriage spirit. And a marriage spirit is a vicious spirit. There are spirits that don't forgive. Even thousands of years, hundreds of years, they will come. It's a spirit that likes killing. A marine spirit is a spirit that likes to kill. So if you enter into covenant with a marine spirit, don't bear in mind, in seasons, they will always come to pick out one member of the family, to the other in season to offer a sacrifice. Are you getting me? So if you don't want to witness what I call the premature death of your children tomorrow in marriage, please, you need to consider before you get into a family that has a history of worshiping marine spirit, or a family that is still loyal to a marine goddess. You need to be careful. I'm not saying you shouldn't marry, but you need to consider the consequences that comes with being married into a family, that is loyal to a marine power. The fifth family you need to consider before you get married to that family, or you get into that family, or you marry from there, is a family that practice witchcraft or sorcery. One thing is that any family that is deeply involved in witchcraft or sorcery, they will always have what I call developmental retardation. There will not be progress in that family. That family will always struggle. That family will always pass from one level of pain, from one level of suffering to another, from one level of bondage to another. So tomorrow, if you don't want to enter into bondage or suffering or pain or retardation, destiny retardation, please, you need to consider before you get married to a man, you need to ask him or her a question. Does their family still practice witchcraft? You need to consider before marrying from any of such families. Another family you need to consider before marrying from them, the sixth family, is a family that practice courtesy. You come to a family, a father or a mother, they are occultic. In fact, the father is the head of a particular fraternity. The father belongs to a particular secret society. And you know that in this family, they are known for practicing courtesy, especially the father. Don't say it doesn't matter. It matters. Because there are fathers, if you are related, there are fathers when they enter into all these covens or they join a fraternity, most times they usually covenant their children to the devil. In those confraternities, they usually covenant their children, their descendants, to the devil. So what happens is that what evil things will begin to happen in that family. Evil things will begin to happen to the individuals in that family. Sometimes the father himself will take away the destinies of his male children. And if it's a woman, sometimes they will dedicate the womb of the girl to that particular altar. Yes. So that in future, anytime she gets married, they will be coming to take children from that girl, from that lady in her marriage. So before you get married to any family, you need to know if that family is known for practicing courtesy. If they are known, please consider before entering into that family. Do you have strength? Do you have spiritual strength or energy to fight the battle that comes with entering or being married into such family? The seventh family you should consider before getting married to them is a family that is known for killing, a family that is known for murder. They delight. There are families that delight in killing people. There are families that delight in giving people jars, poison. Anytime you come across them in that family, they delight in killing people. They delight in sacrificing individuals from their altars. They delight in killing other people. So if a family is known for murder or a family is known for killing, please, you need to consider, because in those kind of family, nothing good will ever happen to any member of that family. They will always suffer. And then you always see that issues of premature death is prevalent in such kinds of families. So if you are a woman, you need to consider before entering into a family that is known for killing, or that has a history of murder. Especially if they have not addressed the issue, you need to consider marrying into such kind of family. Again, you need to consider marrying into a family that is known for partaking in evil rituals. Yes, a family that is known for offering evil sacrifices to deities, to idols. You know, there are families that even kill human beings. They offer human beings to their deities. In the same way, there are communities, there are kindreds, there are cultures that still permit or tolerate, you know, the sacrificing of human life. You will not go to anything. So if the man or the woman that you want to marry or you want to get married to, their family still partakes in offering evil sacrifices to any deity or any shrine, you need to consider, because what they are doing is that they are provoking God to anger. And what happens is that the wrath and the anger of God will definitely come upon that family. So nothing good will happen to the seed of that family. I'm telling you why people suffer in marriage. Don't play with what I'm saying. Very important. What I'm saying is more than whether he's wearing a Gucci or whether he's a beautiful or whether he's handsome. Has nothing to do with what I'm saying. I'm saying the basic, the foundation that determines the outcome of marriages, so that you don't suffer tomorrow. As you are watching this video, just thank God that you are coming across it. Be grateful to God that you are coming across this video. And another family that the ninth family that you should consider before getting married to them is a family that hates light, a family that hates education, a family that embraces darkness. You know, when you look at that family, the members of that family, they don't like going to school. They don't like going to anything called school, any form of training. They hate it. It's either the firstborn is serving as the inheritor of the shrine, or in that family, all of them are into business. Nobody wants to go to school. They hate knowledge. They don't even want to enroll in education. I always tell people, once you want to go into any family, always ask them this questions about education. Is any of your brothers or any of your sisters, did any of them go to school? If you come across a family and nobody in that family has ever gone to school, whether they are aunties, their uncles, anybody, you are in trouble. Because what it means is that that family have embraced darkness and they cannot go to the next level of their life. What they will is that they will pass darkness, they will pass retrogression to their descendants. Because the truth is that when you are properly enlightened, you can progress in life. When you are mentally developed, when you have embraced self-development, self-improvement, then you are not only improving yourself, you are improving destinies, lineage, your bloodline that is to come. So if a family hates education, please, you need to consider. I don't say you cannot marry from there, but for your own good, you need to consider. Go to a family that embraces light, a family that loves education. Don't marry into a family that looks down on education, that looks down on development. Nothing good will come out from that family. Another family you need to consider before you get married to that family is a family that is known for violence. A family that is known, all the men here, they are known for violence. Don't say my guy is different until you see that difference in his life. Because sometimes there are men, you don't see their true identity until you enter into marriage with them. That's the truth. But I'm going to save you, because I'll be releasing a video in this channel, how to know who to marry in 5 minutes. How to know that this person is the right person for me. I'm going to drop that video. So that's why you need to turn on the notification button. You need to subscribe to this channel. You need to share. You need to like. Equally drop a comment so you'll get to see that video when I drop it. For your own safety. For your own salvation. So if you come to a family and they are known for violence, you need to consider before marrying into that family. Especially when you watch or you observe the life of that woman, of the life of that man, and what they are doing is as a result of the violent spirit in that family. You need to consider. I'm not saying you shouldn't marry them, but you need to consider the authenticity of their change before you accept going there. Another family you need to consider before is a family that has what I call chronic disunity. Because being the fact that you are not going to be married to the man alone, you are not going to be married to the woman alone. Are you getting me? When you are getting married to somebody, you are equally getting married to the members of their family. So if a family, maybe they have, the brothers, they have chronic disunity. For the peace of your mind and for your mental health and for future, please consider before you enter into that family. Because I've seen women that suffer immediately after the death of their husband. All their family members, the family members of the husband will gang up against the woman because they have had a long history of chronic disunity and quarrel. They don't see eyeball to eyeball. Brothers don't see eyeball to eyeball in that family. Don't encourage your sister to enter into that family, and don't even marry into that family. Forget about now. It's the future. Because you will understand what I'm saying when the man dies or the woman dies. You will now understand what I'm saying. That is when they want to subject the woman to torture, or they want to subject the man to different kinds of torture, because there is chronic, and you will not even enjoy your marriage. That's the truth. And sometimes, because of disunity, there are some even family members, even some brothers that will go extra mile trying to eliminate each other. Some of them will go even to different native doctors to take out each other, or even to take out the wives of different brothers. So you need to consider marrying into any type of family that has chronic, this what I call visible chronic disunity. I know that there are families, yes, they do, families can have disagreements, they will agree, disagree, agree, everybody's in peace, yes. I'm not saying, what I'm talking, the word chronic is visible. There is nothing you can do for them to see eyeball to eyeball. Please consider before you marry into such kind of family. Another family you should consider, is a family that has, I've even lost count. But I know what I'm saying. Are you getting that? I hope you are, you are getting something from this video. It's a family that has a history, a long history, whether long or recent history of sexual perversion. Any family that has a long history of sexual perversion, whether the father, the mother, maybe you want to get married, you discover that the father, the mother, the father, they have cases of infidelity. And you understand me? Because the truth is that what a mother and father is, they will pass it down to their children. So if a family has a history of sexual perversion, you understand what I mean by sexual perversion? Some things that are even out of sexual order, but people do it. So one thing that happened in that family is that prostitutes, harlots will always come from that family. Whether male harlots or female harlots. Male shrine, harlot, prostitute, male prostitutes, they will always emerge. So if you are married into a family that has a long history of sexual perversion, the truth is that they will always come under a curse. Yes, they will always come under a curse. That's why if you see places where sexual immorality or perversion is high, those places will always be desolate. There will be suffering in places like that. So if a man or a woman is coming from a family that has a history of sexual perversion, they will always find it difficult to be faithful to their partner. Sometimes they always have cases of infidelity or unfaithfulness in their marriage. Most, I say most. So if the man or the woman is telling you they are different, please, I always say, authenticate the genuineness of their change before you get married to them. Because I've done research and I've discovered that most of the harlots or prostitutes you see, most of the times their parents, their father or their mother were involved in some of their ancestors or things, they were involved in heavy sexual perversion, which now is affecting the younger generation. So before you want to get into any family, ask questions. And if you discover that there is a history of sexual perversion or weakness in that family, please, you need to consider. I'm not saying you shouldn't marry from any of those. Consider, know whether you have what it takes to tame the influence, in the life of your partner that will come from their foundation. Another thing you need to consider, before you need to consider before you marry any of their child or children, a family you will consider is a family that is known for divorce, separation, or a child that is coming from a broken home. Any child that is coming from a divorce home, a separated place, home, or a broken home, most of them, there is this anger, bitterness in their hearts. Yes. Sometimes you see the mother, sometimes the mother has already poisoned the heart of her children against their father and even against men. Sometimes you see some mothers, because they have separated from their husband, or they have divorced, or maybe their home have broken, they have a broken marriage. They want to pass that anger, the revenge, onto their daughters or their sons against the other gender. So before you marry anybody that is coming from a broken home, please ascertain the health of their emotion. Yes, their emotional health. Please ascertain the level of their emotional and mental health before you go into that place. And there are families, because of the type of spirit of things, or in charge of that family. There are families, if you're married to them, even if you like, be a good man, the woman coming into that marriage with you will never stay long in that marriage. And the same with the man. So if you discover any of this from a family, you need to consider before marrying into that family. Before we continue, please and please, it will not be nice if you are listening or watching this video and you are not subscribing. The subscription is free. Please subscribe to this channel so that this video can go viral, so that more people will tend to see this channel and learn this truth, so that the sufferings, the pain that we're encountering in relationships and marriages will end. So that people will have a good relationship, so that people will have a good marriage with their spouse. That would be wonderful for the health of our society. So I want you to like, at least let this video get up to 10,000, 5,000, 20,000 likes. Share, help to share. Invite your family, friends, your friends, everybody to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button, so that you will tend to see my videos whenever I upload a new one. And let's continue. Now, another type of family you should consider before you get into that family is a family that where the parents and the siblings don't like you. Because I hear some men, when they are proposing, or they are chasing a lady, or they want the lady to accept their marriage proposal, they will tell the lady, don't mind whether my parents like you or my sibling, they like you or not. It's me you are getting married to. Please, they are deceiving you. It's a lie. There is nothing like it's me you are getting married to. When you are getting married to a man, you are getting married to his family, not him alone. That man you are meeting, that man you met in the city, that man you are with now, he's coming from somewhere. He's coming from a source. So he's not alone. There are people that gave birth to him. There are people that are in charge of him. So there is nothing like you are just getting married only to me alone. It's a lie. When you are getting married to a man, you are getting married to the members of his family, and you are getting married as well to his parents. Everybody connected to you are getting married to them. That is why during traditional marriage, he will travel to your business, or after traditional marriage, after you have paid your bride price, you will go to meet his people to tell you that you are not marrying only him. You are equally marrying his family members. When the man dies in future, you will get to understand what I'm saying. It's not him that you will be taking him to bury himself. You will take him for his people to bury him. The same with a woman. If a woman is telling you the same thing, because especially if a man's father or the mother is telling you as a man, don't marry my daughter, please. If love is shocking you, run. Don't do that. You will regret it. If a father is telling you, don't marry my daughter, I don't want you to marry my daughter, or I don't want you, or the mother is saying, I don't want you to marry my daughter, stay away, please stay away. Because marriage is stronger than emotion. The pressure and the challenges of life is stronger than infatuation. By the time you get married to them and things start happening, that infatuation and loss will clear from your eyes. So if you know the parents of the woman don't like you, or her siblings, don't marry her. If you know that the parents or the siblings of the man don't like you, please and please don't get married to them. Run for your life, or you will regret it. Because if anything happened to that woman, they will always put it on your head. They will start accusing you. And if anything happened to the man, they will level it on your head and they will start accusing you. And there are families that will even tell you that want to take you to go and swear in a shrine, in their village shrine. Be careful, very serious. And another thing you need to consider before you get married into any family, you get married to anybody that is coming from any family, anything, please, you need to consider whether that family is a family of drunkards and drug addicts. If it's a family of drunkards and drug addicts, they will always be plunged into poverty, hardship, suffering, and premature death. And violence will always be there. They always abuse you. Whether they're a man or they're a woman, you always receive both physical, mental, psychological, emotional, and verbal abuse from them. Because once they finish smoking or drinking, the person that they will land it on is you. And that lifestyle will trickle down to your children in future. Because what we have in family is what flows down to the offspring. And offspring is the younger one of the parents of any species. Are you getting me? So if you get married to somebody, definitely there is a generational link. There is a generational flow that will flow from the man to the offspring that he will reproduce. So before you get married or you want to marry a man, a woman, consider if they are a family of drunkards or drug addicts. Consider before getting into such families. Very important. I'm not saying you shouldn't marry, but consider. And the last bonus I want to give you, a family that is known for slave trading or child trafficking, stay away. In such family, they will always suffer poverty, premature death, desolation. That lineage will be wasted. I'm telling you, that lineage will be wasted. So if you discover any of this, like this one I'm giving you is a bonus point, a bonus tip. So any family that is known for child trafficking or slave trading, please, and they have not addressed the issue, they are still doing it. Stay away secretly, stay away from such family. That's why I tell anybody, before you marry a man, a woman, try and know where they are coming from. Have interactions with his or her family members to know their family identity, ideologies, practices, cultures, their way of living, whether you are comfortable with that. Because if you marry a man, or if you get married to a man, or you marry a woman, whatever that is obtainable in their family will come to you. So having said that, I want you to watch the next video. 7 families you should marry from. That is the next video. It's a must. And in that video, I will tell you 7 families you should consider. And after that one, you should watch another one that say what you should look out for to marry from any of this family. I have taught for. If at all you are in love or you want to marry any of their children, what you should watch out for, what should you look out for before marrying any of their offspring. Those two videos are coming up right now in this channel. Watch them.